Hi everybody, thank you very much for engaging with our first video that explained the Manipur violence. Now there are many reasons why the aftermath of this violence in the state of Manipur should have us all worried. My name is Anubha Bhonsle, I'm the founder of Newsworthy, and in this video I, along with Angana Chakrabarti, who has just returned from Manipur, we are going to try and unpack the allegations of inaction, complicity, and impunity that have come thick and hard over the last 3 months. Now, before we unpack accountability, Manipur is unique in some ways. The state government and the center here pull many levers together. So who you want to hold accountable, I leave that to you. Let's start. First, this is a state that shares an international boundary with Myanmar. It's a country where both the state and the central government have repeatedly warned us about the influx of people. Number two, Myanmar is also a country where some of the proscribed insurgent groups like the Kuki National Army are based, and many of these insurgent groups are active in Manipur. Number three, this is a state where the AFSPA, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, is in place, so military is here in the aid of civil establishment. The center and the state both have a say in the footprint of AFSPA, how long it stays and where all. I do have to add that the merits and demerits of AFSPA are not the scope of this video. Number four, this is a state where the government is in peace talks with Naga groups, including the NSA and IM, to bring to an end one of the longest running insurgencies of South Asia. Number five, this is a state where the center and the state government have held tripartite talks with various militant groups and signed suspension of operation agreements or SU agreements, which means there is a pause on hostilities. For all of these reasons, and very importantly, the plight of our fellow citizens, we should be worried about what's happening in Manipur. And yes, I forgot one more point. The use of sophisticated arms in this violence should be one more reason. Remember, there is no dearth of arms in Manipur. So let's start with inaction. Inaction against those who openly called for violence and ethnic cleansing of sorts days before May 3. A fringe Meitei radical group called the Meitei Lipun and its chief Pramod Singh's name has come up a lot. He was booked for a tweet, but he continued to incite violence and hatred against Kuki groups with complete abandon days ahead of May 3rd. Now, this group has often shown great deference to the Chief Minister Biren Singh. In fact, a BJP MLA, and I have to add a BJP Kuki MLA, Pauline Hauke, went on to call the Meitei Lipun a sort of private militia of the Chief Minister. Not to forget that the Chief Minister himself has often used unseemly language to target a particular community.
Another fringe Meitei group, the Arambai Tengo, is also alleged to have played a role in the violence. Many survivors have spoken of men in black t-shirts as the attackers. Now, members of the Arambai Tengo wear black t-shirts as uniforms and are known to have good ties with the Chief Minister and Biren Singh. In fact, last year, their oath-taking ceremony was at the house of the only Rajya Sabha member of parliament from Manipur, the BJP's Laishamba Sanajaba, who is also the titular king of Manipur. When the violence broke, many say that in the first few days, both sides went on a rampage. There was a clear lack of leadership. The state bureaucracy, to a large extent, was paralyzed by the same Meitei Kuki divide. More than 1,500 Meitei Kuki policemen went missing from their jobs in early May and reappeared later in police stations close to their homes. P. Dongel, a DGP, was set aside from his post even as Manipur was simmering, allegedly because he belonged to a prominent Kuki family. There are now accounts of survivors in at least 3 cases who claim that the Manipur police did not come to their rescue. One reason being ascribed is that most police commandos are Meitei.
Now, I want us to pause here to make a very simple point against this cult of simplification, demonizing everything else which ends up doing more harm than good, especially in a situation like this. It would be, for instance, unfair to allege that the Meitei Lipun represents the entire Meitei community. In fact, many Meitei groups have alleged that security forces, the Assam Rifles, which helms counterinsurgency operations in Manipur, have in a sense been going soft on Kuki militants who allegedly have also had a role to play in this violence. Now, this is significant because just how insurgent groups are managed in a state like Manipur is also a quagmire of sorts. If Kuki militant groups are part of the violence or are part of firing at Meitei villages, it is condemnable, but it is also a violation of suspension of operation agreements that are often referred to as SU agreements. Now, this is a claim that has been made by Meitei residents who are living in the foothills, by the Chief Minister, and also hinted at by the Home Minister as well when he was in Manipur in June. The question to ask here is, what are these SU agreements or suspension of operation agreements? Well, they are essentially tripartite agreements that the center, the state, has for years signed with militant groups. Now, under these SU agreements, the cadre of the militant group comes forward and surrenders. Their weapons are taken in and put in double-barrel locks. The leaders of some of the groups do get weapons, and the cadre of that entire militant group goes on to live in designated camps and gets a stipend of sorts from the government. Yes, a stipend to essentially stay out of trouble. But the main point is essentially there is a pause on hostilities. These SU agreements are one of the many patchworks of peace that exist in Manipur. The fact is, SU agreements have been contentious for a long period of time. Yes, they do bring about some peace, but as I said before, it's patchwork peace. It's not exactly complete. In fact, I write a full chapter in my book of how SU agreements have led to recycled militants of sorts. I think it is chapter number 9, and I call it Rearing Ducks and Multiplying Rabbits, the Price of Peace.
The Manipur government withdrew from the suspension of operations agreement with the Kuki National Army and the Zomi Revolutionary Front in March this year after there were protests when a Kuki village was evicted from protected forest land. I urge you to go back to our first video, which is somewhere around 9 minutes, to understand why this is a crucial aspect. As many as 25 Kuki militant groups come under the two large umbrellas of Kuki National Army and the United People's Front that were under SU agreements, and the allegation is that some of their cadres may have been out of the designated camps providing support or participating in the violence. There has been an inspection of these camps of the militant outfits following the violence, and some misses have been noticed. Their involvement hasn't been entirely ruled out, which brings us back to where we started.
So, just to say in conclusion, yes, this round of violence in 2023 is worrisome in more ways than one. Yes, the cases of sexual violence have been transferred to the CBI and are being overseen by the Supreme Court, but there will be much more that will be needed for true peace and even the beginnings of reconciliation. If you've been watching, a thank you from the entire team at Newsworthy. We ask only for support to share this video and build a better understanding of this vital story.